Hello and welcome to a loot from 3000 video on Dagannoth Supreme, or just Supreme, one of the 3 Dagannoth Kings in old school RuneScape. I'm considering making a guide for doing DK's Slayer tasks and off tasks too, but may just do 3 loot videos for each boss instead and explain the methods in those videos. Released into the game in 2014, Dagannoth Supreme is a level 303 Dagannoth boss, the same level as the other two, Dagannoth Prime and Dagannoth Rex. So he has 255 hit points and is located in the King's Lair, Dagannoth King's Lair, beneath Waterbirth Island, requiring a Slayer task to kill in one of the rooms, but not in the other, although you can still go in the other room for Slayer tasks anyway. Supreme is the ranged-based Dagannoth King. He attacks with spiny objects from his back, attacking every 4 ticks and having a max hit of 30. He's pretty accurate against poor armor, but not so much against Bandos or Justicia. Combined with Dagannoth Prime, they can be very difficult at the beginning of any trip, and I will go into that in the methods. Due to the combat triangle and how it works, Supreme is weak to melee attacks and he has 0 defense bonuses against any of those styles, and is therefore very resistant to magic and ranged. Supreme is killed by main accounts mostly as part of Dagannoth Slayer tasks, where they will usually kill all 3. He drops Dagannoth bones every kill, which are noted if the Fremennik Elite Diary is done. His main uniques are the relatively expensive Archer's Ring at 1 in 128 chance, and he has some other important clue items like the Circle and the Spined Chaps that Irons may be interested in if they plan on doing more clues. He also drops a pet of himself, the Dagannoth Supreme Junior, although that is a 1 in 5,000 drop rate. His other regular drops are somewhat useful, but not usually worth picking up until near the end of the trip when inventory space is less of a problem. I did the majority of kills using a Tentacle Whip as part of my Tribrid setup. A few things to note here that you might question. I did camp a Spectral Spirit Shield during the whole trip, apart from when equipping the Twisted Bow, and do not take a Defender, as the extra accuracy is simply not needed and actually does compromise the method a bit. If your melee gear is too good, you might kill Supreme too quickly, and therefore he'll spawn too close to Prime, and flicking those two can create some problems if you're a bit inexperienced. The Spectre itself is good for defense and does have an effect of halving the chance for the Spinnerlips on the outside to drain your prayer every time they land a successful hit. Amulet was either a Torture, Fury, or even Blood Fury when that came out, as that becomes very useful here. Eliminates the need for bringing food, blood spells, or a Sanguinesti Staff. The Saradomin in Godsword was my special attack weapon, and I usually use it once per kill to restore some HP if needed, and every successful hit from the SGS will get you at least 5 prayer points too. The inventory is relevant to killing all 3 kings, but along with the melee setup, I would have my special attack weapon and some super combat potions to sip on throughout the trip, and Prey Preserve too. And my inventory consistently allowed me to do 150 to 200 kill trips depending on the size of my task. Entering the lair at the beginning of a trip is problematic for many people, and I do sometimes find myself in some scary situations due to the attack speed of the DKs and damage potential should I miss any prayer flicks. My method is normally to flick Supreme and Prime at the beginning of the trip and not involve Rex at all, so I would go in, camp protect from Mage at the start in case Prime is inside 10, and sometimes he does get close to the ladder, sometimes he's away and won't hit you at all. He can hit 50s with his magic and attacks every 4 ticks, so a couple of missed flicks can mean instantly death there. I'll go down the ladder, quickly observe where all the 3 kings are, and then decide what to do. If I think they're poorly positioned and likely to all attack me, I'll just go back up the ladder, wait a few seconds for them to move, and then go back down again. If it's a good position, I will attack Supreme, still with Mage Prayer on if needed, and then I'd walk under him to off-tick him if he's not off-ticked already, and then switch between Protect from Magic and Protect from Range to take 0 damage. Once he's dead, I'll kill Rex using the ladder safe spot, and then finally Prime from either the corner of the lair or stay where I am, depending on what position the timer is at or how many seconds it is to Supreme spawns, just to make sure they do not spawn on top of each other. The other way is easier and safer, but just takes a bit longer to set up. All you do is go down the ladder at a point where none of the DKs are in aggro range, which is a rare scenario, to be honest. It does take a while. You then run around the outside of the lair until you get to the far corner, and you'll kill Rex safely first, as you won't be in aggro range of the other 2, and then you'll kill Prime from a distance, and then finally Supreme, and then you're away. This is a little bit intimidating at the start, but does become quite easy to set up correctly afterwards. So obviously I do only bring 1 brew, but that's because I'm confident, and you can always bring more, or bring some food if you think you might have a disaster. It does take a while to get to this place, as you probably well know, so having to tele out at the start of the trip is not ideal. As expected in this case here, I did get basically every single drop from Supreme. I got the Archer's Ring relatively quickly at first, however I did actually go over 600 kills between the 2nd and the 3rd Archer's Rings, which was a bit frustrating. Since then though, the drops were very consistent between that KC and 3000, as you would expect with a 1 in 128 item. I got all the other stuff quite early too, like the Circle and the Spined Armor. The magic number for the pet Dagannoth Supreme was 3075, and that was my first of the 3 DK's pets, so yes, that is a 1 in 5000 chance, so 3075 was lucky in one respect, but my total DK's KC was well over 5,000 at this point, so I guess I was technically dry for 1 pet before that. Of the 3,000 tracked kills from RuneLight's Loot Logger plugin, I got 18 Archer's Rings and 22 Circles along with 20 Dragon Axes. Obviously I would have preferred more rings, but that's no disaster by any means. It does make up the bulk of the profit along with the noted Dagannoth Bones, which come to around 20 mil. Archer's Rings have crashed a little bit recently, but I got most of them when they were over 4 mil GP, so the total estimated loot comes to almost 83 mil, and then there were 27 hard clues and 2 elite clues in there too. So yeah, looking at roughly at 27k per Supreme kill. 1 out of 3 Dagannoth Kings pets achieved then, and just before 10,000 total KC at this place. So yeah, quite a relief I'd say. Obviously it is a 1 in 5,000 chance. The potential to go thousands if not tens of thousands to kill dry is certainly there. I've seen some pretty rough collection logs there. I do enjoy DK Slayer tasks though a lot, so I wasn't getting burnt at all or put off going there, as the money's pretty solid with the Premier Elite Dara, and yeah, they're kind of cool and relaxing to do in the gear I have. In terms of next, I think I will continue to kill Supreme, as the Archer's Rings drops do make a decent proportion of the profit. Does make the task and strategy a lot smoother too, as killing just Rex and Prime isn't too difficult. I could just stand on the other side of the room, but if I wanted more kills I would have to hop worlds, which is not the easiest thing in this layer without ult counts. So yeah, I might as well just kill Supreme anyway. Thank you for watching the video, and I look forward to getting my next Dagannoth King pet.